Hey guys, in this video we will discuss regarding chapter 14 Law of Creation Manifest Qualities not Things. So build me a war room, said the CEO to the architect who was building an office. He continued, built this room as a shrine for creativity, put up pictures of creative geniuses and business moguls, used technology to fill the room with words of great minds and equip it to be able to play the best music. Tell me the objective and leave the means to me, said the architect. The CEO did not argue since he knew he was speaking to one of giants of architecture. The objective: I want a place to think and create. I should be able to enter this room and clearly see in mind the problems that ail my company. I should be able to go war with whatever doesn't work in my company. I'll eliminate it. And why should would you want to do that? Asked the architect. Okay, so this person want to build the room as a shrine for creativity, and CEO did not argue since he was speaking to one of the giants of architecture. The objective: I want a place to think and create. Able to enter this room and clearly see in my mind the problems that ail my company. So because I want to scale the heights that no one ever has. After 3 months, the CEO was led to his thinking room by the architect. The CEO was astounded by what he saw. It had nothing that he had asked for, but he immediately felt blissful and at peace. The room had no furniture except for a meditation cushion with a backrest at the center. The centerpiece of the room was a large white wall with a black dot at the center. The wall opposite was a massive sliding glass door from where he could look into the expanse of beautiful garden. The smaller wall to the left was just a large mirror, and the one to the right had a water fountain covering the entire wall. Before he could say anything, the architect said, your ultimate objective was to have a place to think and scale heights no one has achieved. But you wanted me to build a room that will help you think and see what is. I built you to see what isn't. Only those who go beyond visible problems and envision unseen possibilities can innovate and scale the great heights that you dream of. You wanted a room to go war with whatever isn't working. Being at peace is what will truly help you surmount the impossible. Indeed, I can now see how many ultimate objective will be achieved. I love it. That is amazing. I understand the purpose of the black dot is to remind me to focus on the white space around it. I will surely remember to envision what isn't, not just focus on problems. I can understand the significance of the meditation cushion too, but please explain the mirror. It is to remind you that your world is a mirror. Whatever you see outside is just but a reflection of who you are within. You are the source of your world. You are the source of your world. And the open vista into the garden and the waterfall fountain. Look through the glass to be reminded of the abundance of resource nature provides you. And the sound of the water is the only music you will need for your meditative thinking. If this is what you have built for me, I would love to see your office where you might be fashioning just such amazing ideas, said the CEO. I have no office. I work from home in cafes and gardens. I close my eyes in silence to enter my inner office and design these designs emerge, replied the architect. So this is so beautiful. The pile of rocks ceased to be pile of rocks. The moment one abides in silence, holding with his in mind an image of a house. The man doesn't see the pile of rocks for what it is. He sees for what isn't. For what it could be a house, he sees the possibility. Therefore, he plants in his mind the seed of creation. Without the seed of creation in his mind, the pile of rocks remain merely a pile of rocks. He would never pick up these rocks and use them to build a house. We all are creators of our own life experiences, and this is according to universal law, the law of creation. Because before anything in this world is created in the physical plane is created in the mind first. So the first law is the law of creation. And what is the law of creation? The law of creation is that you are the creator of your own thoughts, you are the creator of your own world. So the world which you are making in your imagination, that you can make in the reality also. So before anything in this world is created in the physical plane, is the first created from the source in the mental plane. This is the fundamental process of creation. You must first think it in order to experience it, and every creative thought arises from the source only. You may be used to thinking that life happens to you and you simply react to life. The truth is that your thoughts are immensely powerful. They create your reality and shape your life. Manifested thoughts are how life happens through you, not to you. Manifested thoughts are how life happens through you, not to you. Imagine a fertile field that represents the field of life. Thoughts are like seeds that fall into this field, sprout and grow to attain their highest potential. The source is the field that lends life to these thoughts. Whatever thoughts you see in the field of the source will manifest. Sow thoughts of poverty and scarcity, and you will manifest poverty. You will experience scarcity. Sow thoughts of loneliness into this field, and you will experience loneliness. By the same law, if you sow seeds of abundance, success, happiness, love, and health into the field of source, you cannot help but experience them in your life. The source is the ocean of life, where everything arises, in which everything arises, blossoms, due to which everything is being sustained, and into which everything ultimate dissolves. However, this immense and all pervading ocean of life shows no judgment. Anything that arises in the source is enlivened and manifested without bias. See, this is a great thing which is there. If you are understanding it, you are attentive right now, if you are able to see it, that there is, when you close your eyes, there is a land, there is a source, a ocean which is available to you. You can create whatever you want to create in that ocean. You can create whatever you want to create in that ocean, and that will manifest in your life. So first, to accept that you are the creator of the source, you are the creator of your thoughts, you create. Some people just put the responsibility, they see that this is how my karma was, or thoughts come to me, I don't make the thoughts, that everything is just predetermined, it is happening it should happen. But you are the creator of your thoughts. The first law is the creation, law of creation. The law of creation is that you can create in the ocean. When you close eyes, you have ocean, an ocean of the source, which is the ocean in which you can create anything. If you will create poverty and scarcity, that will happen. If you will create success, happiness, and health, you will imagine that, then that will happen in your life without any bias. It is just a law. It does not know right or wrong. It will just create whatever you sow in it. If you will sow something bad, that will happen in your real life. If you will sow something good, that will happen to your in your real life. And everything will ultimately dissolve also in this only. But it's just a life experience, it's a journey. So if you want to create happiness, success, and health, imagine, just so create those thoughts. You are creator of your thoughts. So if you create success, happiness, and wealth in your source of consciousness, in your source, like which you close eyes, if you create those thoughts, you are the creator. So first of all, take the responsibility that you are the creator. And if you want to create thoughts of success, happiness, love, and health into the field of the source, you cannot help but experience them in your real life. Source is the ocean of life from where everything arises, in which everything is being sustained, and into which everything ultimately dissolves. However, this immense and all pervading ocean of life shows no judgment. There is no judgment. It is a judgmental, it has no knowledge of its own, it will create. So if you want to create success and happiness, then create that thoughts. Anything that arises in the source is enlivened and manifested without bias. So this is the law of creation. Okay, so this is the first law, the law of creation. So this says that you create thoughts of success, happiness, and love, and that will start to happen in your real life. You are the creator of your own thoughts. Take the responsibility, and that will happen in your real life also. And there should be energy also, the feeling inside it also. Some people believe that bad things always happen to them despite their best intentions or best efforts. They falter at the finishing line or never start for the fear of failing. So, due to fear of failing, they never start. When it is their turn at the ticket window, the movie is sold out. Once they understand the power of thoughts and replace their negative thoughts with positive thoughts, they discover that world begins to support them. With this type of thinking in place, even when they get to the ticket window of the movie theater and the tickets are sold out, they will experience miracles such as offered tickets by a stranger who bought them and discovered he can't use them. So, what changed merely their way of thinking, and the reality will also start to change. The root cause of your suffering lies in your own method of thinking. Those who recognize the importance of training their minds are the ones who actually undertake the training required to improve not only themselves but the world. Those who don't realize the significance of this training run away from it by offering excuses. In fact, it is as just simple as a choose positive thought. It is to choose a negative thought. It takes practice to reprogram your sub habitual negativity, but we can do it, and the results will nothing short of miraculous. You can do it. You can reprogram it completely. The law of creation is not just about positive thinking, it is about understanding that everything arises from your thoughts, which originate from the universal creative potential of the source. The significance of this is to understand if everything is created first in the mental realm from the source, then it is important to create consciously with a positive, purposeful intention. If your intention is purposeful, you really want it, you have energy and feeling beside that, a clear visualization, then you can create it. Before we dive into how this creative potential can be unleashed in our life, let us look at the science also behind the law of creation. So, revelations from quantum physics. You may be astounded but how powerful your thoughts are. Thoughts that draw your attention are common commands to the universal creative potential to the source. Scientists too have begun to acknowledge the importance and power of the laws of the thought. Revelations from research in the field of quantum physics have revolutionized our perspective for the essence of wholeness and the illusion of matter. Quantum physics discovered that physical atoms are made up of spinning energy. Each atom is like a spinning top that radiates energy. Scientists observed that when observed from a distance, atoms appear like translucent spheres. As they dug deeper, they noticed that atom is empty. The atom disappears but appeared as the structure of atom turns out to be physical emptiness when scrutinized deeply. So deep inside the atom, which is appearing as a form from the outside, in reality it is empty. So it is that source, the creation through which you can create your thoughts and you can create your life. They concluded that atoms are made of invisible energy, not tangible matter. It then appears that all matter substance in the universe is actually energy vibrating in physical emptiness. So the atoms that are made of invisible energy is not tangible matter. It is the universe which is the actual energy vibrating in physical emptiness. Further, quantum physicists inferred that matter could be simultaneously defined as a material particle as well as energy field, a wave. Albert Einstein, as you know about Albert Einstein, if you are a science student, then you will know about it, included with famous equation E is equal to mc square, that energy and matter are one and the same. Einstein, so if energy and matter are the same, as Einstein said this, but if you don't just because the students, you just study it for your exams, but study in your real life, that if you have the energy, if you put energy behind that in your thoughts, then you can create that in your real life also. So you are the creator of your life. You can create happiness or you can create suffering. It's your choice. Einstein discovered that the universe that we live in is not made up of discrete material objects separated by space. The universe is one indivisible, dynamic whole. Energy and matter are aspects of the same underlying unifying field. So an energy and matter are the aspects of the same underlying unified field. Physicists performed an experiment of passing electrons through a double slit. When an electron wave is made to pass through the double slit and fall upon a photographic film, it has created a pattern of striation including indicating wave interference. That suggested that the electrons were behaving like waves. However, when scientists tried to observe the electron, they were baffled to find that it chose a particular slit as if it were a particle. When scientists attempted to watch electron behavior, the observed outcome of experiments was influenced by what they expected to see. Von Neumann and Eugen Wigner have postulated the interpretation of Heisenberg and Schrödinger experiment. Their interpretation is summarized as follows: the behavior of a system upon observation is completely different than its usual behavior. The wave function that describes a system spreads out into an ever larger superposition of different possible situations. Okay, so behavior of system upon observation is completely different than its usual behavior. The wave function that describes the system spreads into ever larger superposition of different possible situations. However, during the observation, the wave function describing this, if you are a, I'm also a science student, so I know about such things. If you are a science student, then you will be able to understand these things, that the wave function is the psi, that there is that the atom is, which has neither the units of energy nor the units of matter. It is actually something unknown. Describing the system collapsing into one of several options. If there is no observation, this collapse does not occur, and none of the options ever become less likely. So if there is no consciousness, then the collapse will not occur. If there is no consciousness, then the collapse which is happening by itself, that will not collapse, will not likely occur. But if you are conscious, what it is implying? So the rules of quantum mechanics are correct, but there is only one system which may be treated with quantum mechanics, namely the entire material world. There exist external observers which cannot be treated within quantum mechanics, namely human minds, which perform measurements causing wave function collapse. So what does that mean for us? The implications are enormous. An observer actually modifies objective outcomes simply by the act of observation. So implication of quantum mechanics, this, that there is only one system which may be treated with quantum mechanics, namely the entire material world. There exist external observers which cannot be treated within quantum mechanics, namely human minds, which perform the measurement causing wave function collapse. So if the human minds that is observing, that is causing the wave function collapse. So what does that mean in your real life and practical life also? If you are the observer and you observe with complete attention, with complete consciousness, with an energy, then the objective outcomes of the observation can be modified by the act of observation. So by observation you can modify the objective outcomes. In other words, we shape our world by the way we observe it. So the way you will observe it, you can shape your own world. When not observed, everything exists as a field of infinite possibilities, collapsing into a particular manifestation when observed. So there are infinite possibilities when it is not observed, and when you observe, then that can collapse into particular manifestation when observed. So into a particular manifestation, like all the infinite possibilities, the infinite wave functions, when they are not observed, which are there, when you observe it with complete attention into a particular manifestation, you completely imagine that you want to be successful, you want to be happy, you want to spread love and peace, you want good health, you want good people around you, you want to be at good place, you want to eat good food, you want to have healthy food, you want to be always happy. If you observe with such things, with a particular manifestation, that whole wave functions will collapse and will result into manifestation of that particular thing. So the observer exists beyond the manifested world. The observer field is like a screen projecting the material manifestation upon itself, just as a movie is projected on a cinema screen. So the material manifestation is upon the screen of the observer, like the movie is projected on cinema screen. Thus, at the level of wholeness, intelligence exists which observes the world into existence. So, if at the level of wholeness, when it is whole, complete, the intelligence also exists, which is the ground of observing, that observes the world into existence. So, the intelligence, which is the ground of observance, in that the world will come into existence. So, you can create whatever you want to. Everything is first created from the source in the mental plane. From these experiments, it can be concluded that the source is your essential nature that observes and participates in the creative process. So source is your essential nature that participates in creative process. This is the law of creation, that the ground of creation is the source which you are, and you create the creative process. When you are not observing it, then it is infinite possibilities which is happening by itself. But when you observe it, and you observe into some particular manifestation, then that will completely, all those infinite possibilities will collapse, and that will result into the manifestation of that particular thing with whole observance into that particular manifestation through the medium of your thoughts. Creation from the source. Everything you focus on, good or bad, will eventually manifest in your life. Whatever thoughts or feelings you give your attention to is like placing an order for more of the same. It is important then to direct your energy to positive feelings and on what you want, instead of negative feelings or fear or worry about what you don't want. So you should not focus on what you don't want, that it should not come. So to remove the negative thoughts, it is that you should give attention and energy to the positive feelings and the things you want. Happiness is a powerful catalyst that fuels the process of manifestation. Being in pure causeless happiness empowers your thoughts and guarantees their manifestation, provided they are imbued with the purity of purpose. So happiness is a powerful catalyst, like in a reaction, which makes the reaction fast. If you are happy, then that is a powerful catalyst that will fuel the process of manifestation. Like in the catalyst, when we add to a chemical reaction, then the chemical reaction time reduces very much and it happens very quickly. So if you are happy, then that will be powerful catalyst and will fuel the process of manifestation. Being in pure causeless happiness, pure and causeless happiness empower your thoughts, give energy to them, and guarantees their manifestation, provided they are imbued with purity of purpose. But there should be a purity of purpose, and you know that. You are not here to show to anyone. For yourself you are doing it. Inside you know it, if you are pure by purpose or not. This is not like a exam where you can cheat. You are cheating with yourself if you are not pure by purpose. So you have to have pure by purpose, purity of purpose required. If you have happiness which is pure of purpose and you are into a particular manifestation, then that will guarantee that manifestation with complete freedom. Let's say you are feeling low and dejected to a particular situation. Instead of going down a negative spiral, you may consciously choose to respond positively by saying, I may be feeling low, but my future is bright and promising. Everything changes with time. This shall too change. Sometimes in a particular situation, if you are feeling low, then say inside your mind that I am feeling low right now, but everything, the future is bright and promising. Everything changes with time. This too will change the situation, and everything which you are imagining, the thoughts which you are implanting, and you are giving energy to that, you are working on it, then that will manifest. But when you check within yourself, you discover the underneath that this positive thinking lies a negative feeling that keeps pulling you. But when you are saying that your future is bright and promising, There is also a negative feeling which is in beside, which is uh, lying down it, which is pulling you, which is saying uh, that you are just saying it for like to make only you are happy, but the things might go wrong and you can land in trouble. So there is negative feeling also which has more energy, which you have feeded it earlier, that will keep pulling you. While I know that I need to focus on the positive side, I am still in this situation that cannot escape from this subtle negative pull as an impact on you, and you don't even realize it. You may ask how I can think positively when I am gripped by some negativity. How do I generate positive thoughts when I am surrounded by negative energy? This is a great question. This is like reality which you would have experienced, that you are trying to think positive, but there is also a negative energy which uh, like pulls you and stop it from doing it, which creates fear, which pulls you, which do not let your complete freedom, which do not let you give you total freedom to think positive. That is a negative energy. Even though I think positively, I am not able to sustain it for long. How do I release the grasp of negative feelings? This is very important, because this is the question which will be coming in your mind, that right now I am thinking positive and I can focus on that positive thing. The negative feelings are comparatively less, but later on how can I sustain it? But after some time those again patterns repeat, and again I go into those same habits. Then how do I release this grip of negative thinking? Positive thinking is certainly better than negative thinking, but a new dimension is necessary. Creating from happy natural state of the source is a new paradigm that takes you beyond both positivity and negativity, beyond polarities. It helps you see people, incidents, and life from a perspective beyond positive and negative. This is very important. That positive thinking is important, that you want to create good health, good future, good success, happiness, love, and a good situations. But there is also but like it is not certain that some bad things can also happen. So creating from the natural state of source is a dimension which is beyond positive and negative. The source which is there, which is beyond positive and negative, it is neither positive, it is negative, it is beyond positive and negative, which is the source of creation. Okay, so you have to think first of all that there is a source of creation which is beyond positive and negative. We are essentially the limitless expanse of the source. We can therefore manifest the qualities of the source when and where we want. The trouble is that we look at manifestation as bringing forth more money or more comforts in our life. We shall now understand how manifesting the overarching qualities of the source actually takes our of all our needs. For example, when you find that you desire a good bank balance, your actual overarching desire for abundance, so then you choose to manifest abundance from the source, not just as a good bank balance. That bank balance is already a part of abundance that you create from the source. So your desire should be for abundance, not for more bank balance. Your desire should be for more abundance. And when you will desire for more abundance, then that is part, good bank balance is part of that only. So go for something much bigger than that. Then the smaller things like bank balance will be very small things, because the source that is beyond everything, beyond every material things, material is created from that. So be in that dimension, and the material things are small, that will come to you, that is part of that. If you are troubled by differences in relationships, then instead of desiring a resolution of these differences, you rather manifest peace, which is the quality of the source. You create from the source by first accessing the happy natural state of the source. With this, you move beyond the particular desire and focusing on manifesting the overarching quality of the source. Express gratitude for particular quality of the source that you wish to manifest. Expressing gratitude by being in the pure presence of the source takes you beyond both positivity and negativity. A powerful way to access and create from the source is to heartily say thank you for the qualities of the source already present within you and also with everyone. So, once you show the gratitude, that the quality of the source, which is peace, you show the quality, you go beyond positive and negative. So first, because there is already negative, so first you go beyond positive and negative, you abide in that source, and after that you show gratitude that already the qualities of the source like love and peace are within you. So show thank you for that, and after that, when you are in that dimension, you can create positive thinking also. Express gratitude to the qualities of the source instead of focusing on limitations. The shining sun, an abundant harvest, cleanliness, an act of compassion are only but a few expressions of the mirrored qualities of the source. These are obvious manifestations of the consciousness. So, the shining sun, abundant harvest, cleanliness, an act of compassion are just few expressions of mirrored qualities, and these are obvious manifestation of the consciousness. So, like now we can have three steps, the key to manifestation from the source. There are three steps to creating from the source. First of all, decide. So there are now, this was the theory part. First of all, that what is source, how, what is your condition, how you need to do. Now we will discuss the steps and practical things that what need to do it. So there are three steps to creating from the source. Decide what you like to create. Depending on the situation, decide the overarching quality of the source you would intend to create. For instance, if you like to more money to solve a problem, intend to create more abundance. Positive thinking is about manifesting money. Transcend this and instead decide to create abundance. So if you want to more money, then don't, positive thinking is that manifesting money, but you go beyond that. Okay, so you don't think of more money, but think of more abundance, and money is part of that. So the quality of source is abundance, which is limitless, which is infinite. So the first step is decide what you like to create. Okay, decide what you like to create and clear visualization, not what you don't want. If you had argument with your spouse, do not merely intend I wish my spouse becomes a better person. Instead, ask yourself what is the quality of the source you will like to be filled with. You will like to manifest love and peace. So with other person, if you are married or not, then if you are not, then other person, your parents, your siblings and your friends, your family and other people in the world, think about what I can fill with love and peace. So like to manifest love and peace. For recovering from ill health, you may want to bring the forth the qualities of harmony and peace. Some of the qualities of the source. Some of the qualities of the source you may want to manifest are love, joy, peace, harmony, compassion, consistency, abundance, creativity, patience, courage, detachment, communicativeness. So the love, joy, peace, harmony, compassion, consistency, abundance, creativity, patience, courage, detachment, communicativeness. These are the qualities which you want to manifest. So the first step is decide what you want and go. Do not just think of positive thinking, but go one step beyond that and access the quality of the source like love, joy, peace, creativity, abundance, consistency, detachment, courage, harmony, communicativeness, compassion. So this is the first step. Now second step is connect to the source. Use any method such as thought numbering, happy thought, good morning, peace, next, I am, who am I am now, or ABCD explained earlier to access the source. So the thought numbering which we discussed earlier, the happy thought, the good morning peace, next I am, who I am I now, ABCD explained earlier. So these are the ways to access the source. So first of all, decide what you want, and uh, to manifest, you have to manifest the quality of the source. And after that, second step is connect to the source. And the third step is repeatedly tell yourself thank you for that, thank you for that particular quality. For a few moments, repeat in your mind the quality of the source you have decided to create in step 1. You may want to express gratitude to two qualities in the given situation. So you could say thank you for love and peace. It is helpful if you stick to maximum 2 or 3 qualities so that you can fully bring forth the quality into manifestation. Like don't get too much greedy also, that you want many qualities. First of all, you can express gratitude to two qualities, thank you for love and peace, and so that you can fully bring those qualities first. When you are in the peaceful presence of the source, you can bring forth feeling of whatever you wish to create, beloved, love, joy, or peace. Okay, so we will discuss when you say thank you, you send a signal to the universe that you only see the truth of the source, then the universe rallies behind you and qualities of the source begin to work through you. As your feelings change, you know that the change has begun to manifest. How does this take you beyond the positive and the negative? If you are grateful about everything in life, you automatically move away from doubts, worries, and feelings of scarcity. When you say thank you send signal to the universe that you only see truth of the source. That the universe rallies behind you and qualities of the source begin to work through you. As your feelings change, you know that change has begun to manifest. Because your feelings are changing, that is a signal that you are showing the gratitude and the universe is helping you, the source is helping you. How does this take beyond positive and negative? If you are grateful about everything in life, you automatically move away from doubts, worries, and feelings of the scarcity. When you are present in gratitude, you automatically and constantly focus on the best, and therefore you will receive the best. Gratitude makes you receptive to unfolding of your highest possibilities. Gratitude removes the feeling of fear and worry that come with the belief of scarcity and competition. For example, instead of complaining that it's raining, enjoy the life giving moisture. Instead of grumbling about facing a new challenge, focus on the success waiting beyond it. When the individuals indulge in negative thinking, they are unaware of the truth that is waiting to unfold. So, the truth, you are unaware if you are focused in negative thinking. The qualities of the source that await expression, they can't see the past, the deluding scenes. The illusionary truth grabs their attention. This lack of clear vision blocks new and exciting possibilities for manifesting in their lives. The source expresses itself as harmony, joy, love, peace, and abundance through us. This is the nature of the source. When we happily thank the source in full faith for bringing the fourth qualities we like to create, we are seeing fulfillment as already given. This is the most powerful way of creating perfect life from the source. So this is the chapter is done. The law of creation. So the law of creation, what we studied is that we studied first of all the importance of positive thinking, about the source, about the negative thinking, like, and how we can manifest that. We discussed 3 steps. The first one was decide what you want. The second one is connect to the source. In the first, decide what you want and decide the quality of the source which you want. And the second is connect to the source, like we discussed about the thought numbering. I am, who am I now, I am. These are the abilities to connect to the source. And the third is the third is the gratitude. Thank you for this, and with thank you, you take beyond positive and negative. If you are grateful, you will move away from doubts, worries, and feelings of scarcity. Gratitude makes you receptive to the unfolding of your highest possibilities. Gratitude removes the feeling of fear and worry that come with belief of scarcity. So hopefully this video was helpful for you, and in the next part we will discuss regarding the law of direction. The law of direction is very important, that we will discuss in next part. Here we will sum up till this. Hopefully this video was helpful for you. Thanks for watching the video.